Hey up pond lovers, yeah, so today, as you can see, I'm in the van. It is a road trip, but something a little bit different. Today, you are coming to work with me. Yeah, it's a lovely sunny day, but it is still cold. But we're off to work to go and cut in a pond window for a customer. So this is one of Carl's customers. Because of a ever so slight small mix-up, we've got to cut a new window hole in it. Very easy mistake, but basically the window was on the wrong side of the pond. Not that the pond's been built round the wrong way, just it's got a long side and a short side, and the window was supposed to be in the short side, and it somehow got cut into the long side. So Carl's sending out new sleepers to replace the long side, and I'm going to go and cut a window frame in the short side. So a bit of a long drive for me this morning. It's nice and early, so I will snap back to you when we get there. So yeah, we've arrived. We're just sorting out where the window's going to be. So let me spin you around quickly. So I'm just marking it all out here, but what the mistake was is Carl had made the window accidentally for this longer side, and that's not where it wanted to be. So what we're doing is we're marking down. We found the middle line. As you can see there, the window is 120, so we've got another line there, and that line going to there is 110. So I've got all them marked out, so we get a nice clean even line. Now this is Pete's pond, but yeah, so now it's all marked out, we're going to start getting these cut and snap back to you in a bizzle. Right, we're reverting back to a standard circular saw because the chop saw just a tiny bit too small by about 1 inch. So you've all seen me how I've cut sleepers before for my own pond, and if you want to see how I've done it, I'll put a link in the description for that particular video on how to cut sleepers for a sleeper pond. But for now, I'm just going to crack on and get these cut. I'll snap back to you in a bizzle. Right, that's the window frame all now cut. There's a coping going on the top as well. The window's sitting under the coping. So what we'll do is we'll lay out some sleepers and get it all in place. But looking good so far, isn't it? Little tip, guys, if you're building a sleeper pond, especially one of the ones... Oh, sorry, I got a bit of sawdust in the old throat. So another tip, wear a breathing apparatus when chopping wood. But yeah, the tip I was going to mention is countersink your holes. Now these are the screws that Carl was sent. 8mm hex on the top, but a 12mm washer. So what I do, yeah, I've got a 16mm auger bit. Spin that round so you can see it. 16mm auger bit, and what that allows you to do when you're trying to countersink these in there, because it doesn't matter how much of a powerful tool you've got, this is the most powerful Makita impact driver there is, it's still difficult to get a 12mm washer down into the wood. So pre-drill it, and that way when you're screwing in, which I will do one very difficultly on camera one-handed for you. That gives you a nice flat surface then for when your next bit of wood goes over the top. You haven't got to worry about these poking up. So I've just put another course around the pond, and yeah, now we're on the second one. Right then, guys, so yeah, we've everything's cut and built. So let me spin you around. So that's the window hole cut. There's one more layer to go on, but that's the copings, so obviously they're not going on just yet. And the glass is going in now. Just grabbing something to give that a good clean, so the MS300 will stick to that. But yeah, one of Carl's sleeper kits. Obviously normally there's no mistakes and everything comes cut ready to assemble. It's only because, as I say, the window was put in that side when it should have been on this side, so I've come out to rectify that. But we're all done. Offcuts over there, and then copings over there. But yeah, I'm just going to pop the window in for the customer just before I go home, and yeah, one happy customer. Alright guys, so yeah, we're about to drop the window in. So what I'm going to do first is offer it up on the wood. Got my 2 spirit levels there ready to check, and we're going to make sure that it is perfectly level before we start putting any glue on it. So let's do that now. Window in pond, step over. Window offered up to sleepers, make sure it all fits. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but that is absolutely bang centre. I'll show you guys a close up once we've put some glue on and got the window in. I'm just going to rest it there for a minute and start gluing. So for this job you don't need an awful lot of sealant. All you're basically doing is gluing the window to the sleeper. It's when you're gluing the liner in is your important part. All this is to do is to hold your window in place. And to be honest, this stuff is so strong, 1 dollop somewhere would probably be more than enough. But always better be safe than sorry. And once that's done, we pop the window back. Make sure we're trying to get it as dead centre as possible. Pretty down close. I'm going to give it a good push. And in at the top with a couple of clamps. And for added an extra security, get yourself a long bit of timber, because as the liner's not in currently at the minute anyway, and from the back of the pond just create a nice wedge. But give me 2 seconds because we've measured that ever so slightly wrong. Move that one out of the way, pop that one in there, and now to show. I will snap back to you when we get a different size bit of wood. So yeah, we've got ourselves a little wedge just to give it that extra inch we were missing. Ooh, now I've got my bit of wood. And now I've got a spider dangling off my hat. We don't want none of that. Down a bit. Perfect. Up a bit, and change my mind. So, come down a bit now, as far as you can on your end. Give it a little tap. Perfect. And then I can just wedge that in there. Just to give it a nice bit of security. And that is now as tight as you like. But we'll get you a quick close-up. So yeah, you'll see not every single blodge has splattered very, very perfectly. Like we've got this one down in the corner there, is touching the window but not squished as much as these. But as I say, this is just to hold the window in place while the window is setting, and it's the next stage, gluing the liner to the window, that's the very, very important part. But yeah, that will hold that nicely. And 24 hours you can take your timber and your clamps off, and that window won't go anywhere. And the reason the window's so high is, as I say, we've got a coping, and that's going the full length across the front there, and that will then hide the top part of the window, and that will do nicely. So I'm going to start packing away, start heading home. In fact, just to prove a point as well, we'll just double check and make sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be exactly the same as it was before. There we go, look at that for bang on. Absolutely bang on. So yeah, I'll snap back to you when I get home in a bizzle. So yeah, I had a fantastic time at Pete's. Thanks Carl for making the mistake. I really enjoyed myself for the day. I know it was work, but when it's talking koi and ponds all day long, to me it's not work. I just love it. So another pond built. All he's got to do now is drop in the liner and choose his filter system. He was going to be pump fed, but I may have talked him into going gravity fed, but I'll leave that for you to decide, Pete. You've got my number if you need any questions answered. So on that note, guys, thanks all for watching. Like the video if you haven't already, and if you want to see how to fit a liner in a sleeper pond, watch that video up there. Catch you on the next one.